So there's a big court case today that looks like a loss for Trump that I think will actually end up benefiting most conservatives. Trump lost a case a while ago where he blocked people on Twitter, and basically those people took him to court, and the court originally ruled that it was against the First Amendment for Trump, a president, to block people from seeing his stuff on Twitter. That was upheld by the Second Circuit Court of Appeals today. And this looks like a loss for Trump, but in reality, it's going to be a loss for Twitter and establishment left-wing people. If you followed my videos before, you see I did a video kind of recently on the idea of Twitter, Google, and Facebook, and they started to censor conservatives. There was a video Project Veritas did that explained Google's trying to manipulate algorithms, manipulate YouTube as to what messages you could hear to stop someone like Donald Trump from winning an election again. This is going to be devastating, this court ruling, because basically the reason that they say Trump's not allowed to censor people or to block people on Twitter is because as the president, he's kind of a government official, and this is a public message board. Therefore, a president or a government official isn't allowed to block people from seeing things on a public message board. And they even go further than that. It's not just that he could block people from not being able to see it, but that he's keeping people from the debate and the discussion that's occurring when he tweets on Twitter. Now, this is exactly what Twitter is doing. First off, the easiest thing to say is we see that many Democrats, such as Ocasio-Cortez, actually block people on Twitter all the time. This means that it would also be illegal for her to do that, and she'll have to reinstate and unblock those people if this appeal holds through. The other thing, though, is slightly more complicated is, if that's the argument, that this is a public message board and that government business occurs on it or government conversation, and it's important for the public to be able to debate on the exact same platform that government conversation is happening, then Twitter has no right whatsoever, nor do any of the other social media sites, by extension, obviously. They have no right to kick people off, particularly for non-illegal reasons or for ideological reasons. So think about this. I said before that the problem that we had when you saw these videos was if Twitter and other social media places are acting less like a public board and more like a publisher, that they're going to open themselves to legal criticism. And the reason is, if you start kicking people off for ideological reasons, you're no longer a public board where anyone could share their ideas. You were taking political favoritism and saying only these people are allowed to have the public dialogue. That means that you're a publisher. As a publisher, you're held accountable for the things that are said on your board. So if someone has a call to violence and you publish that, then you could be legally held responsible for that call to violence. Whereas if you're just a public board, you can't be held responsible for that. Well, they're trying to have it both ways. This court decision says, actually, you're a public board. That's what Twitter is. It's a public board where the public's allowed to discuss and is encouraged and allowed to debate what government officials are saying. Because of that, it's now being considered a public board that governments are using. Twitter can't kick people off. They can't do it. It'll be illegal. So people need to immediately file lawsuits if this case is upheld, which the reason I say if is there's a chance this goes to the Supreme Court. But if it doesn't go to the court, or if the Supreme Court holds the same view, then this means that Twitter now is a public board. Anytime they kick you off or deplatform you, the same with YouTube or anything else that government officials use, anytime they take you off, in reality, what they're doing is censoring you from the public discourse on governmental affairs. And if you read the ruling, it's very clear on this, that it's not just that you can't see, right? Because you could say, oh, well, you could still get on Twitter even if you're blocked. You can get on a different account or something and see what the person that blocked you said. It's not just that. It's that you have the right to tell that government official there, I don't like what you're saying. If you're not allowed on the platform of Twitter, then you're off of that conversation. So I think this is a huge case. It looks like a blow to Trump, but in reality, it's going to be a blow to left-wing social media sites like Twitter, Google, Facebook, and places like that. We'll see if this gets upheld, but it's another issue of be careful what you wish for by these liberals. They hate Trump so much that they actually had an activist judge make, which I think this ruling's insane, but that's fine. Let's roll with it. They made this insane ruling, and it's going to come back to bite all of the people that want to censor conservative voices. All the leftists you've heard say they're private companies. They can do what they want. No, that's not what the court said. They're not private companies. If it was a private company, then Trump would be allowed to block anyone he wants on Twitter. But it's not. That's what the court said. Therefore, we need to start filing lawsuits against Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and other social media platforms that are kicking conservative or even non-establishment left-wing voices off. So, hey, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Follow me on @NorRobert at Twitter, and look for more videos coming up. So, have a good one.